Hello and welcome to BMA 343 Digital and Social Media Marketing. This week we'll be looking at digital analytics. So we're going to cover a few things throughout this lecture series for this week's lectures. First one's going to do a brief introduction about what we're doing. Then we're going to talk about how digital analytics actually works. We're going to look at metrics that we use, key performance indicators, decision making and attribution. So first of all, this week we have the following intended learning outcomes. So by the end of it, you should be able to select the best KPIs, the key performance indicators for a website of any variety, because remember different websites have different functions, so KPIs differ. Identify the most needed improvements for an e-commerce website based on the analysis of its conversion funnel. And number 3, describe the strengths and weaknesses of the various attribution models. And attribution is very difficult in marketing. So first of all, let's have a look at how digital analytics actually works. So digital analytics refers to analysing data from a website or a mobile application. So that makes sense, right? We're analysing digital data. Now the skill, however, is to convert the data that we collect from the way that computers interact into meaningful knowledge. So just having data on itself, like being able to collect data is very, very easy thing to do these days. But the skill that I want you as students to learn is how to turn that data into meaningful insights. And then this knowledge is then used to make or inform business decisions that actually improve organisational performance. Because there's lots of data analysis going on, there's lots of data. We live in a big data world now, but being able to make sense of that is in short supply. So I'm really keen to teach you that. If you can do this, you'll be valuable in the workplace. So digital analytics. A computer, so how does it work? So a computer requests a page from a website server. And we've covered this in the first week when we go to a website, www.utas.edu.au, just for example. Our computer will send a signal out there trying to convert utas.edu into a IP address, so the domain name server does that, and then it comes back, sends us to the website. And we've done that exercise in workshop 1. We pinged the domain name server, and we know how it converts it from the words into numbers, digits, and back again, all right? Now when that happens, the server responds by sending back page code to the requesting server. And remember when we pinged the domain name server, it had the package, the number of bits of data sent, and the time it takes, all right? So when we do digital marketing, we do digital analytics, we often use software, and this analytics software observes the server requests. So if you have a website, your analysis software would observe which other computers are requesting your server to send it information, right? And then it sends this observation data to a server on its own. So just say if we're using Google Analytics as a software program, software analytics program, it will send it to the Google Cloud servers, and it's going to keep it there, right? Now this analysis software then uses this data for analysis. Now the analytics package doesn't actually receive the website content. So if we're using Google Analytics or something similar to that, that's not looking at what's on our web page. It's just collecting the data about who's, like the internet protocol addresses and time and stuff like that, who's coming to that website and who's going, how long they're staying there for, that sort of stuff. All right, so there are many software that you can use for web analytics tools. And it's critical for digital marketers to install and use this type of software to analyze performance correctly. If you're investing a lot of money into your website and your social media, into your digital marketing, you want to be able to analyze the performance of those investments, right? Now, by far the most popular is Google Analytics. You can see a theme here when it comes to digital marketing. Google has a big place, for digital marketing because they have the search engines, right? So most web traffic goes through the most popular search engine by far. So Google also provides, Google Analytics is actually free, you've got to sign in with your account, stuff like that, but Google Analytics provides free training through the Analytics Academy, and if you really enjoy this and you've got spare time, check it out. It's beyond the scope of this unit, because it's quite technical, but it's also very specific to a certain company, so it's not really suited for university study. However, It's organisation dependent on the company Google, and it changes all the time, right? So by the time you really got to invest the time to stay on top of it. All right, so I want to look now about how we get data. So the software. So if we're going to use analytics software for our website, this software needs to get access to the data, who's coming and who's going. Now this is typically done by including a few lines of code on each page of the website. Now this code passes the website traffic data to the Google Analytics servers. And I've got an example of tracking code, and that's here, so Google Task Manager. And what I've done, I'm going to try and do this live now, I've taken a screenshot here of the university website, UTAS website, and I've looked at the data on that, and I found the Google Tag Manager there, and it's almost exactly the same code. So it's got Google Tag Manager up here, then it runs a script function, WDSLI, which is the same here, WDSLI. Now be careful, because when you log into Google Analytics, it will give you your own specific tracking code for your website, right? You need to authenticate your website. So let's try do that quickly now. I'm going to open up the all right, here. So what I've done, I'm going to close this for now. Hopefully I can find it back. So this is the UTAS website. So you should all see this. You've all been here, utas.edu.au. There's no tricks here. If you're using Chrome and Firefox has something similar, right click on the page somewhere, usually in the white spot place, right click, and you got right down the bottom there, it says inspect. So I want you to click on that. I plan to be doing this as in workshop activities as well. Now it's going really slow, but it'll bring this up. Mine's dragged right across, so I've been searching for different scripts. Normally it will sort of be about here. Now this, so when you inspect the element or you inspect the website, it will come up with all this code in there, and that is actually what the website looks like from a computer's perspective, from a digital perspective. So when we go to the website, we see all these pretty pictures, we see this nice logo with the navigation bar. We'll be talking about website design. It's important to have all that stuff. Importance of cookies and getting consent, all that sort of stuff. So that's how we see the website. I'm just going to drag this out a little bit more. But all that website is actually made up of code, right? So this bit here is the class header, and this bit here. So can you see how that's, where I click my mouse there, it's actually coming up here. So the class header, so this, for this to display, the computer has got this code written in there, right? And then that's the logo, the head wrapper, and I've actually pushed this down, open that up. It's got all these, can you see the code coming up here? Look in this top right hand corner here, in there. So basically, when we go to a website, it's just a whole line of code that makes websites look like this. Now, when we design our own websites, we don't generally do our own coding, right? I don't expect you to be able to become coders. If you want to do that, you go study IIT, and they'll do that. But we can use programs that make websites, and they basically do the coding for us, all right? Now, in here, I want to find it. So the, let's go back to our, in here, it says, it doesn't actually say that, but above this, where I got it from, it says you need to put this Google Tag Manager code in the header of your website and try to get it as close to the top as possible. So let's have a look at UTAS. This is back to the UTAS website. I've lost my recording software. All right, here. So we're in the header. See that? So if we go close that down, we got the header, then we've got the main class, which is, it's highlighted blue in there. But we want to be in the header. So we're going to open that up and we'll scroll through here. Now UTAS doesn't actually have theirs right at the top, they have theirs down the bottom. I specifically hunted for it before I started recording so I'd be able to find it, and I can't find it, so I'm just going to do a click here and go Control F and type Google. You might need to do this for the websites that you analyze, because if you're going to analyze a website, it might be really handy to find out if the businesses that you're doing the digital marketing audit on are actually using Google Analytics or a different analytics one. So let's go, so this is the site verification. They've got a few Google products going on here. Google Analytics. You can see the JavaScript running there, but that's not the header that we're after. Script. Right, here we've got the Google Tag Manager. So if I open this up, you can see it runs a script, right? And this script basically tells the website, so the UTAS website, whenever someone comes to the site, send this data back to the Google Analytics, right? So it's recording it for UTAS. UTAS put it there, they want it to do that, but it's basically recording that data for them. So this is a script that tells the computer to capture data. Right, now I want to minimize that and we'll keep going. So that is how Google Analytics works. That's how we capture the data. Now once that's done, now can't go to the next. An example of raw data might look like this. So this is it's captured, it's sent to the server. You can just download it as a CSV file or a spreadsheet, like a database type thing. And it's got timestamp, which is the server timestamp. So at what time someone accessed it, what page they looked at on the website, the IP address of the computer looking at the website, and then the cookies. And we've done this in the workshop, the cookies, the importance of cookies. And these are all GA1 cookies, so it's basically saying this person has come and had a look at the website, and you can tell then, so this one here has got the same cookie ID, so it's the same person gone to the home address, and then was that like a whole hour later by the looks of it, they've gone to a different part of the website, right? So all that data is collected. So it's not magic, it's all happening in there in forms of numbers in the background. That's right, so the basic data includes the timestamp of when the website was accessed, or I should say web page, because you put the Google Analytics code and the header of every web page. Not the whole website, you do one for the website, but you do every web page, so you can track what's happening on every web page of your website. The URL of the pages that were visited by the people, the IP address of the computer visiting the website, or the web page I should say, the internet protocol address, which is a unique number that identifies the device on the internet or a local network. So an example is IPv4, which is actually the way that it connects, and then 192.158.1.138. And I'm not sure if you used IP addresses very much, but you can actually manage your own network at home using this stuff as well. So when you're at home, each computer that's connecting to your Wi-Fi or to your internet will have an IP address, and you can manage them that way as well. All right. Let's keep going. So that's it for how digital analytics works. I'm going to pause it now, and then we're going to talk about metrics.